ebindi babiraze aye kanongerezeeku. Busoga eno yali ngayiga ino, abadadda baffe bawolaku n'esente gavumenti y'Ebungereza. We lent money to the British, we the Busoga. So we had capacity, we had the means. At that time, tried to lima pamba, twalima emwani, twalima n'emmere ey'okulya, embooli, duma, mwogo, omutyere n'ebintu ebindi. Ebintu bikenderemu, ebintu bikajja mu maiso. Aye tulina ebintu bingi ino bye tusobola okukola. Nsanga era okwagana nti mu nsonga agriculture batulaze ebikadde kye birikola. Neze kwongeraku nti Madam Ojangole, we want to develop the value chain in sugar cane. It's not just about sugar. All that waste you saw is a resource for our development. We want to produce cane juice. We want to produce sugar cane juice. We want to produce toilet paper out of that material. We want to produce syrup for medicine out of that sugar cane. We want to produce paper. We want to produce mats. If we develop that value chain, we shall create employment for many of our people, including those who are not very skilled. So I want you to support us in that industry, and there are a number of people here who I want you to talk to who will give you information about that particular area. The second low-hanging fruit is through our pineapples. In this region, we grow a lot of pineapples, but there's no factory to process this pineapple. But in addition to processing the pineapple, we can develop the pinna cloth. I don't know whether they have been to the Philippines. The clothes which Marcos, the president of Philippines, and all the Filipinos use on formal occasions are made from pinna, from the leaves of pineapples, which you don't have to pay for. Some years back, I went to the Philippines. I came back with a proposal. By then, Daudi Migereko was in the Ministry of Trade. I tried to market that to his officials, but they didn't pick it. But that's another low-hanging fruit. Through that chain, we can manufacture those clothes. A pinna shirt costs about $200. If you improve it to make it even a dress, or even a wedding dress, it can cost more. This can be done by our people here. So I want you to help us to develop the pinna industry. I'm developing a project with the Ministry of Science and Technology, specifically on that pinna cloth, but it's an area which I think is a low-hanging fruit that we can use to support our cottage industry, create employment, and create capacity. Another low-hanging fruit is tourism. We have the source of the Nile here. My mayor is here. But there's nothing they are doing at source of the Nile other than saying we have the source of the Nile. What else are we doing there? If you go to Egypt, the Nile is a major income earner. If you go to Cairo, 24 hours, the Egyptians have leisure boats. People on those boats paying to just sit on the boat and sit on the Nile. If you can support us in that industry, we'll be happy because that's our resource. In addition to that, I was thinking about improving transport from Entebbe to Jinja on the water. If you can have boat transport, you land at the airport, get on the boat, within 1 hour you're in Jinja. You don't have to get the traffic in Kampala. You don't have to struggle in Mavira. You don't have to struggle in Weyogerere. Just straight on the water, 1 hour, from Jinja to Entebbe. I hope you can support us to develop that industry. We have over 50 tourism sites in Busoga. The Huntington site in Chando. You know that the first martyr of Uganda was Bishop Huntington. He died here in Chando. That's important for religious tourism. We have St. Matthew Mulumba, another Musoga, who died, who was killed he was from Chevando in Mayuge. That's another site. St. Gonzaga Gonza, in Bugonza in Kaliro. He's our martyr. What are we doing about that? Can you support us there? We have Mpumwire Hill, where great ancestor Omukama Kabarega died there on his return from exile in the Seychelles. That's why it is called Mpumwire. We can make it a very, very important site once we develop it. We have the Ingo Cultural Site. Our heritage is tied to Bunyoro. One of our great ancestors is Omukama Nyamutukura. He came by water in a canoe to Ingo. Last Saturday we unveiled his statue at Kaguru Hill. We had a massive attendance of the Kaguru Climbing Challenge. That's another area where we need support. But if you could assist us to get more accommodation, restaurants, it would help if people are able to sleep at Kaguru, sleep at Iyingo, leave money in the economy. I also have in mind domestic tourism, where the locals themselves can host guests for a fee. I saw that in Gao, in Sri Lanka. Ordinary houses, cleaned, well looked after. People come and pay. They don't stay in the hotel, they stay in those houses. And you can charge $100 per room. So I've been talking about this, but our people have not yet picked it up. Even if you are in a hut, ng'omaire bulungi ennumba yo, otali mu kitanda ekyengada, bayida kusasula $10 kuba olwo omusaadha yanalira mufaliso gule tasulanga kungada. Okusula kungada is an experience. Yes. Okunaaba kuluya ekinaaba ekyokuluya ng'omusana guli mwokya. It's an experience. All those things can be done if you support our people, the small ones, to improve their houses and their accommodations. We can do that, so that can support domestic tourism. On River Nile and Lake Choga, we had in mind the boat regatta. If you go to West Africa, there's a big industry of boat races. We can even organize this in clans, Dr. Mfara. We can organize the clans to ride boats in a competition. That brings money. Justina is happy. You know, she lives near the water, so she would win. Her clan would win. We could do that. We had in mind sport fishing on the Lake Choga. We had in mind hunting. We still have hunting. It can be done in a regulated manner. That's part of the low-hanging fruits. We have the Budumbara Palace. We have our tombs of Sir Diope and his ancestors. Barambara Budumbura. We spend time to go to Kasubi. People pay to go to Kasubi. How are we getting money from Budumbura? That's one of the low-hanging fruits. They can pay to visit the tombs of our ancestors there, to visit our palace. Zibondo's palace. How are we benefiting from it? That's another low-hanging fruit. Our palace at Igenge, it should be a tourist attraction. Bugembe Cathedral, Nevindi. Recently, we agreed with the Ministry of Tourism. The Ripon Falls Hotel will be acquired by government compulsorily for Busoga. Gari abali kwenda okuiba Ripon Falls Hotel bajeguze nenaye. So minister yaikiriza Ripon Falls Hotel izira jaji gemaku badaji kwa ringa for Busoga ebe center ya tourism. Chawasinga yogere ku mining. Madam Jangole, Busoga has a lot of minerals. Most parts of Busoga have minerals. Our problem is the cost of exploration, the cost of production, etc. We can't afford the exploration. We can't afford the investment for production. We need help there. But also, we need to train our people. Bana ifere veronda mbaja basome bya mafuta. Ere ekyo mukitegeire. So ife minerals ni gold wa ife no. Tulina emungi. Ayo bolinga ku license edaga bibwa kaijuka kodiani Ezra isabili. Tutagana mu isabili. So we need help to be able even to afford those licenses. Madam Bujangole, help us in the mineral area. Tulina ebyuma ayi tukalima pamba kuzimba n'ebintu ebindi. Munankani mu bintu ebindi tulikwetaaga mainly capital. Abantu baife benda okukola bakozi aye capital ne bateganya. Cost of capital is high, access to capital is limited. N'olwekyo tulikusaba nti mutulingire ku nsonga ezo. Perano Jinja City twasalawo nti nejo okufuka sente esooka ya electric terminal ya electric motor vehicles. Tulikola nime eyo identify a place terminal ejo okuba mu Uganda yona nejo okuba station enkulu ey'okucharginga ebus z'amasanyalaze, motoka z'amasanyalaze, piki z'amasanyalaze n'ebintu ebindi wano within the city. So ekyona kiza kutuyamba okufuna emirimu n'okufuna ebintu ebindi. Tukalina ku ebizibu ebindi ebyenguudo n'ebindi aye ebyo central government eza kubikolako. Mpano mu agriculture n'obwayi tulikusuubira nti singa batuwa ente ife zisigayireyo 75 ogatta ku 75 ediri e Kasolwe tutandika ogabira abantu. We are going to improve the beef industry. Kubanga twateka program ye Kasolwe nga ya ku improving breeds ebisolo mu kyalo kyaife. N'olwekyo kansubire nti abana Greek baidakola mangu baide balete ente zisigaire 75 dore 15 eri inkafu tugabira abantu baife tutandike okuimproving seeds. Ekintu ekindi tumase emyaka nga tuli kusaba government ekirize Equity Farm Institute, this Farm Institute efuuke zono agricultural center ya Busoga. Kuba ekifaananyi center efe eri Buginyanya na idea irere mu Bagisu aye watola ife aba lowlands watwala mu highlands wakoti wa highlands naida okulowolezawo itaka lya Busoga. I've been asking the minister. We even had a resolution over 10 years ago in Parliament. Nti ikule efuke zondo center ya Busoga. Abakijorobere kutidirwachi. So ndikusaba abakisa bali hano niba member abandi nti ensonga eyo tugemagane tujigobe ate omukulu wa planning ali hano Dr. Mvawala. Ikule DFI should become our zonal agriculture center. Yes. Ebuginyanya zetijangayo. I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to go there. I want to do our things here. Ekindi galiwo project ya government ya irrigation. Aye twali twogera ni muzale I think babatukoba nti abantu abalimi bali supposed okugaita ku 20%. Aye sente buli mwaka dirayo. Tidwa batukobera oba tubatukobera. Aye Busoga yona tiyasobola kukozesa sente ezo. Tidwa baba agriculture officers bali hano bakaawo tidwa baidye. Esente ezo tudetaaga okulongoosa irrigation. So it's something we need to work on. Abantu baffe basobola okufuna obusobozi obumala. So bana Busoga yali powerhouse mu byokusoma. Aye enaku dino nsesa abantu nti bweningirira results we did nga ndi kunoonya amasomero ga Busoga titandikira igulu ntandikira eno wansi. Yes, tikasubira kubeno ntandikira eno wansi nalinga mpola kusonda tuka somewhere. So we are not doing well ku byokusoma. Tulikwetaaga okwongera mu amaani tubone nti performance yaife yeyongera muku. So nga Busoga consortium tulina development agenda yetwatongoza ng'erina amadaala 10. Erisooka commercializing agriculture sub-region. Ekyokubiri tourism, culture and heritage. Ekyokusatu education and skills development. Eyokuna road and water infrastructure in the sub-region. Ebyo bidi byogereko. Environmental sustainability. Tumasawo emiti n'empapa tukola mu amanda. We have got that extent. N'emiyembe byonna byonna mpirano bya amanda. We need to have a program ya environmental sustainability. Industrialization and private sector development. Amakolero tulikwetaaga. Health improvement. Obulamu bw'abantu baife. Recently survey yakolebwa nti non-communicable diseases ezisinga ziri mu Busoga. Tulina okola ekyetaagisa okulongoosa ensonga eyo. Land and mineral resources tulina okuwandiisa amataka gaife n'okulongoosa minerals. Aye ku ekyo bana ndikusaba abantu be beegendereza mu nsonga y'okutunda amataka gaimwe. Abantu bali kwidanga mu Busoga muno bagula amataka gaife cheaply. Aye nga baidye ekiri munda ekiri hansi eyo. Ndikubasaba mube beegendereza mutatunda amataka just casually. Urban and human settlement tulikwetaaga okuteeka ebibuga byaife. Tidhi oba nga town dhaife sita yaife erina physical development plan. Webanga eriwo mugikozese, weba ezirawo mugiteewo. Therefore ebibuga byaife tulikusaba physical development plan ezo mudikoleku. Of course ekisembayo obwakyabazinga okutugaita mu byobuwangwa ni history yaife okutuwa identity tuli Basoga obwakyabazinga n'obutugaita. N'olwekyo ndi kutwala omukisa guno ndakuwa mukyalo jangu alinayo. Do you have okay. Please study our agenda and help us develop as we have discussed. So bana nsangaire okuba nimwe kansubire nti byendogereku ababanka babiwulire mwida kwongerezaako ebindi. Aye kanje bugabula nayo emikolo egindi mweweza okumpuliriza.
Kale edengalo tidimala mama webale ino webalirala Mukama Katonda yebale kukozesa watu ebigambo ebiwoomu bityo. Era tusaba Mukama Katonda mweno yakukulembere akutuuse bukalamu ebugabula yoli kujja. Mama Lumumba ndakusaba mwerekereko. Pola mpola. Abasigaire tudasigala nga tutyaime. Mubenda kufuna kubifaanani. Ebifaanani tunine wale waigulu tufune kubifaanani ebirungi. Wale waigulu wale. Abebifaanani mubyenda wa? waigulu mbu maama waigulu wale mbu kiveeyo bulungi. Otyo onale kubekatalia ekifaananyi onale salaamu musumba abasigaireyo bana abasigaireyo tuida kwekubya ninze ekyo mukireke kibe kyabo engeni yakibuuka tulina okwogeramu otyo ow'engoma kendeeza litajja mu kifaananyi otyo nale bwemugereko mba endwire okubonaku mu kifaananyi kale katusigazeeyo pulaana niyakiikirire kyabazinga abandi twire mu ntebe daife ni idi asigaleyo abandi twire mu bifo byaife otyo basebe ne banyaba mukolo guli kutambula bulungi buli kimu kirungi abageni balungi ba MC tuli balungi buli kimu kiri bulungi otyo kale katuwerekere omukaire maama tweyanzege ni baba Haji omuyaka butukutuku abasigaire twire mu bifo byaife tujje kumwogezairako engoma ezo ziri kuwerekera ku maama nga bwajja mpola mpola nga tweteekateeka okweta omwogezi ali kwiraku Honorable Martin leka omukaire ajje munaawaire waimwe kamuli mutulekeko otyo pakanga engoma ezo dizimye olw'embaba lukulwingira awo kinisanga muku omutwe ngoma daife dawa nonsoga mubona amakina beganuma mutalingayo mubona amakina beganuma
Datukodde bonkana mukisa guguno Uganda Development Bank n'obwakyabasinga bwa Busoga bakuteeketeekeire omusomo ogw'abasigampiya nga ne Busoga Investment Forum ogw'omukuzi ogwokubiri omwaka guno enaku d'omwezi nga lwala omwezi ogw'omwenda wali
otyo kale aba Nairobi Tatis mumalirize bakinira mu flaga ya Uganda olwo Uganda yatabala eisanu n'amakina omukyalo oyo ali kuwaya ni Yudaya ni Patricia omubedde wa UDP oyo gwe mubona munene Mama tukwagala nnyo. Chup. Kale. Basebe ne banyabo muisuke yawo. Mukaire waife wabaira ali kwogerera. Mwikirize nandula abageni banabaidye. Twenda okusiima okubaawo kwa mukaire waife munabyabufuzi yali ku chairperson we Kamuli mukyala yali ku Honorable ate nga mukyala wa byabufuzi ni bana bangayita obugalo obubiri Honorable Salamu Musumba. Mama tukwaniriza noyo ayo bugalo buli kwenda kuyimbulukuka ena kudino baba iraida aidye no mumbeda mukama wange ku radio ya NBS ate nga yena ali kulamuzo ba member ba parliament omumbeda Esther Mirembe yena amulengere noyo mama mwenamu koma batakuloga basobanyi banyabo mwikirize nandule omubede inginiya kibuuka ononga nakikirye mukwereme wange owekitiibwa Salimu Sale inginiya kibuuka munange noyo oyo ni kasita mbono oyo mbamboine Salimu Sale ate okubona oyo mulina kubita munze awakana tojali ankoko kale mwikirize mukaseera kano bwe bakuwanga obuyinza obukozesanga bampaire obuyinza bwa wano meya ida nze mwene buyinza buti ida meya muto meya kinjasite ndetera mukama waife owa planning authority mu ggwanga lyona atulamuseeko nkuwaire obuyinza obwo obumweta.
Thank you very much, Masters of Ceremony. Basabani banyabo maniriza mu kibuga amayina ninze omukukunavu wa Jinja City Kasolo Peter Okocha Meya aba UDB tusangaire Mama Kasula Lumumba webale okusaka ngoize eno era kantwala omukisa guno medi ndogere kwa gambo kalala bibiri memale ndeto baba. Okay. Basabani banyabo kantwala omukisa guno kuwa kuna kagambo kentusa as the executive director of Jinja City. It means ndina kuko obuyinza bungi ino bwentwala ku kimaga kino ekya Busoga. Jinja City nekibuga kyonka kye tulina kuyiba endobendo lino erya Busoga. So nyabo omukulu wa Uganda Development Bank ekibuga kino kirina a lot of potentials okubanga singa enkulankulana gye tuli kwenda etandikira mu Jinja City kyangu ino spilling over the entire Busoga. Because when we talk about tourism gye tuli kwogerako as one of the areas that need a lot of investment, we talk about the source of the Nile. We have worked out a concept paper and a master plan with Uganda Tourism Board, which has been approved. We have a thinking of developing something at the source of the Nile, that when someone travels miles from wherever they come from the world to come and see this source of the Nile, after showing them the source of the Nile, what else do we give them? What other attraction do we have that can lead these people to leave money in Jinja and Busoga? So on this master plan, we have a plan of developing a glass bridge at the source of the Nile, which can boost local tourism. In Uganda, one of the biggest investments that tulikola ni investment ey'obufumbo. Abantu bali kwendagana ino bajja mu kanisa ne mu kereziya okutukuza obufumbo. Aidu byamo nga tulina glass bridge kusoosa awo. Abantu bajja babanga bakumbira okadaali yaibwe. N'abantu abandi abaida kuno, that resource can make us a lot of money. And it is one of the biggest revenue centers we have in Jinja City. So, abasuubuzi na buli muntu ali wanaide mu this investment forum to thinking big And the center of thinking should be Jinja, which will lead to development of the other parts of the region. Lata wange, katukiro wa Busoga, era omuyi ya Uganda, mu kitongole kya Uganda National Planning Authority, omusomi omu kukunavu era omukenkufu Dr. Joseph Muvaola Nsekere, ntwala omukisa guno ssebo okukwaniriza oidho beeku n'ebigambo byogera eri Abasoga.
Nyabo, the Right Honorable Kasule Lumumba Justin, the Minister for General Duties in the Office of the Prime Minister, honorable members of Parliament present, the ED and Managing Director of the Uganda Development Bank, Mayor, representative of OWC, elders from Busoga. It is not my responsibility today to introduce the Balangira. The kingdom will do that. Today I come to you as a civil servant of this country, and it is the first time I am going to use English because that is the job, the language in which I am paid. I know many of you have been thinking I'm not a good English speaker. Today is my turn to show you that I really deserve. Many of you have been thinking I'm just local. Ladies and gentlemen, I am national. At the same time, I am international. So now I am going to speak using those facets, and please don't confuse my role today with the role of Katukiro. I thank you very much. Number two, I was asked today to speak about breaking the barriers, exploring investment opportunities in Busoga. If you have been listening attentively, the Right Honorable Rebecca, Dr. Aritwala Kadaga, has handled one part of my presentation. The opportunities in, did you listen attentively? Number two, I cannot purport to understand the opportunities in Busoga better than you, the Busogas. I cannot. That will be a lie. Everybody present today here has an opportunity in their head. That's what brings you here. You know, I'm a motivation speaker. I want to take you to the moon. Everybody present today has an idea in their mind that they would want fulfilled. And I'm not going to attempt to use Busoga. Oh. Buli muntu ali wano lwaleero alina ekiduubo. Okay? Alina ekiduubo kye. Kyayenda kituukirire. Tinekyo. Tumwina abalimi b'ebikaado. Twabona abalimi ba Duma. Twabona abali kwendojja mu industry and all other things. You all have your ideas. So my duty now is going to just help you. And before I do that, allow me to introduce the people who prepared this paper. Sebo Mr. Kabirizi Mark, can you stand? That young man, Mr. Kabirizi Mark, prepared the paper that I'm not going to present. And he was assisted by Rachel Nabasiri. Mwana kodi Kabirizi Mark oliwa na mwendwa? Kamuli na mwendwa. Okay. It is also my responsibility where I sit to train those who replace me. And I would be happy if they come from the region I come from. Ladies, now, let me take you to a little bit in academics. You remember when you were in primary school, we were taught how to define. Today, we are talking about opportunity. How many of you can define opportunity? We take it for granted. How many of you can define opportunity? Honorable Kasule Lumumba sang for you here. That is opportunity. But let me define for you opportunity. Opportunity is a time, okay? A time or a set of circumstances that make it possible for you to do something. A time or a set of circumstances that make it possible for you to do something. If it is marrying, the opportunity strikes, you have to hit it then. You marry. It means that it has a time. Ladies and gentlemen, Say it again. Don't you go for prayer. Let us say it again. Opportunity has. It means it does expire. Opportunity expires. Ladies and gentlemen, it means that we don't have all the time in this world to continue thinking about opportunity. Today is the time for Busoga to take this opportunity. But we must also remember that opportunity does not exist if there is a barrier. So you can now know where my presentation is going to shift and go to how do we deal with the barriers for us, for each of you to fulfill your opportunity. Hallelujah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the planning authority of this country, I want to tell you that the things we do don't just come from heaven. They are very well organized. I always see people putting on yellow. And they say, we are members of the movement, isn't it? But do you know the principles of the movement? Yes, those who know. Which principle are we discussing? Of the movement. Socio-economic transformation. Why do you want to watch some? You know, politics. Planning is politics. If you don't understand the politics of the day, you can't plan for that country. So today we are dealing with a principle that deals with socio-economic transformation. But at the same time, we have chosen as the planning authority, the authority, that this country is going to have an economic policy which is liberalized, but at the same time, it is quasi-market. It is a mixed economy. Do we all remember the 10-point program? What number is that one? A mixed economy. Point number 9. Movement. Point number 9 was that this country will run a mixed economy. That we will use both government money, send it our government, but at the same time, we will use private money. Where the private money does not reach, government will come and invest. Then thereafter, the private will take off. And that's the reason this government revived the Uganda Development Bank. It is a government bank. Eno bank yachi ya government. Yakolebwa 1998. Aya atukawe yafuuka byeyafuuka byonna byonna. 70 around then. 72. Yafuuka byeyafuuka. Twatuuka ekiseera nga tuli kutunda buli kintu ekitakola mu Uganda muno. Aye mwebuuze lwaki UDB tiyakola ki? Tiyatundwa. As the planning authority, our implementation arm of the plan is UDB. Omukyalo ono mukozi wa ife tukola plani yagireetamu emembo ki mu bantu. Bulido mumbuuza muva wala akola ki? Bana ninze nsalawo bye bakola. Nzira sente denga bayo buyinza. Government byekola ni ife tubiteesa. Twabiwa government byabisibwa bakama bange bano. Plan yeiwanga ya parliament nekola ki negibisa. So nensonga lwaki as an authority twasalawo nga tulikola n'omukyalo ono kuba banka eyali efuire era omukyalo nenda mukubire ku mungalo. Ayena achidi dizeni omu kuba baba ba banka eyo kuba yali efuire ngezira yenda agigema omugenzi Mutebire yanka lwaki oyize ebintu ebyafa. Why are you bringing this bank again? He told me off in the State House. And for the first time I disobeyed my idol and I said, this country, given the structural problems in this country, you need a bank that does not operate like a commercial bank. Nensonga lwaki omukyalo naliwo. Aliwo kuba twamulowoozaako, aliwo kuba tumwetaaga akole ki abeewo. Ezira yali kujja. Kiri gye muli at this time to take that opportunity. It's up to you. Now, development bank adikola ditya. Development banks don't work like commercial banks. Commercial banks come for your bankable ideas, already good ideas. Your cash flow is running, well, we give you money and then you pay us back. This lady has now a big job for you. Beyond just giving you money, she must prepare you. Did you know that? Your responsibility is to have an idea in the area that she finances. Take it to her to help you structure that idea. But it's not for free. One of the things is that you must succeed. But it's her responsibility and the team to make sure that your idea comes to fruition. It works. They work with you. They even sit on your board, by the way. If you're not managing your business well, it is their responsibility to sit with you and make sure that business works. They don't foreclose. They try as hard as possible. Because the reason they exist is because of the development result. They don't exist to give you money. They exist to create jobs. They exist to create jobs. They exist to make your family better. Buli lwakuwa sente ono n'owerera omwana wo mu boarding ng'olayogeire ng'olwo n'akoze ki omulimu gwe. Omulimu gwe tikwiggalawo. Aye mutalowooza nti lwakuba taakwiggalawo mwidde atwala sente daabeene mubule naddo. So the bottom line is, everybody here has an idea. You have been seated on those ideas. It is your time today. That's why we should talk less and let people talk about their ideas with the team. That will be more useful. And for us, as an authority, it is important that the priorities of the plan are the priorities of UDB. UDB has one shareholder, who is the Minister of Finance. Now it is your responsibility as people in Busoga to utilize this chance. Now, what do we need? Quickly, what have been the barriers that we need to deal with? I am so happy today that we have UNBS. UNBS represented? Yes, I am going to give you a new job in the new plan. I am just tired of you just closing people's businesses. I am so tired, for God's sake. Even the police force of this country now has community policing. They come to us to prevent us from making crime. We want UDBS, UNBS, to work with these people to help them achieve the standard. Don't just close them. Don't close them. Expect that in the plan, and it is coming. Planning is a command. It came from the army. Tulikwenda standards in this country. We want standards. I tulikusaba UNBS, come to the people, help them achieve the standards. A brother of mine, 3 months ago, opened a toilet paper industry. and started making toilet paper. Era nze kandikozesa tidindwazangaku. But the process of giving him a certificate was almost a whole year. The man was closed out of rent. We want UNBS, and Honorable Migereko is here with me. What happened with the steel on the bridge is what we want UNBS to do in this country. Come and work with the factory to ensure that the right steel is delivered. Come and work with me in my maize factory to ensure that the right maize is delivered. And standards do not mean end. Standards start in the garden. For God's sake. Banati mumpulira nga ndi mukambwe nti kankwese ku obuyinza bwange olwale. Ekyokubiri. Bananga Abasoga, where are you investing? There is a danger mu Basoga. I have been rallying all of you to build homes at home. I am not telling you to build big houses at your home. Just have a functional house, which is cheap. Sente dindi mudite mbintu ebya production. Stop investing in big houses. They lock your money. I am one of those very bad examples. What is my house making in Chivubuka? I sleep in it 4 times in a year, for God's sake. And I have sunk 500 million. Sunk. 500 million is the money you are looking for from you, UDB. Invest in things that make things. Stop building big houses. Build functional. And most importantly, your mind. Abasoga believe that you can never work together. Many people in this country, you believe that you have to work alone to succeed. The bad news is that success is never an individual story. Success is a group story. But also success is a function of repeated actions. Wogwanga ekibina n'okiramu nga yewogemya nga mutayikiriza business kuba kigwa mulundi mulala no wakola ki walumuka bakoba ati amina. Ekintu ekindi kyendi kubasaba Busoga muno, if business is going to survive, if these people are going to survive, the land committees in Busoga, land committee mulekera okutola abantu ku ssente buli fomu. Baba Mayor, abantu bano nga bali kwenda okufuna ebyapa, ate ndi kwogera ku yaidinda gyendidi tidda kwogera ku dindi. Munawo tatayo kasente tibakusayiningira fomu ya kufuna kyapa. But you need this title as a collateral. You see how you are affecting us. Baba Mayor, land office yo yeidinda asayininga ku byapa edda lwakubiri yaidani ku lwokutaano wabaye nze lwakuna obibwine abantu babiddi n'ekyokubiri muva wala nina ekyapa nina ibayi n'ekyapa ku itaka ki irala. Mpekano UDB n'atwaleeta ekyapa kyo as collateral if these titles are not true titles. Mpekano imwe ba investor mulimo gwaimu okulwanisa buli muntu ali kufulumya ekyapa ekikyamu kuba ekyapa ssente yoli mutalowooza mbu ba leader. Nani a leader? Mwena muli ba leader. That's the mindset I want us to change. Everybody is. If Busoga is to change, if Uganda is to change, let everybody change their home. Uganda will be developed. If every home is developed, Uganda is. Now I am concluding. Umeme. You know, we signed this concession to give us efficiency. Remember, we don't judge you by the power you give us. It is efficiency, for God's sake. And the cost, and I'm the head of planning. And yesterday I paid 10 million to get a 3-phase. The head of planning paid 10 million to get a 3-phase in less than 300 meters. If the head of planning cannot have power in this country, who will have power? All these people want 3-phase, but the cost of getting this power is equal to the capital they need to run their business. I say this with a lot of humility, and I am sorry I'm having to say it. But we need you to help. Even if UDB comes and gives money and you don't help, the money will be loss. Now, if I had borrowed from UDB, the 10 million would go now in Power First instead of doing what I wanted to do. And there is no receipt on the 10 million. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as the planning authority of this country, we would like to see this country industrialize. We would like to see this country, your wealth go up. We would like to see your incomes go up. We request the Development Bank, which is our arm of implementing and financing, to provide us affordable capital. Affordable does not mean free. The word is
affordable.
Affordable. But when I come back over wemba ni kwenda okufuna sente mu government eda budget right now. Sente edindi nditola mukudde wala mu commercial bank. Ekyo mukidi. Nze nde wala ku 16% nga government. Na adi wa UDB adi kuwa ku 10%. Ekitegeza nze mba nkuterere ku 6%. Mutaloza nti byabugerere. Government ebe likutamu sente buli sente dokola ki? Dofuna kibumba abe nimwe. I want to thank you for coming. I want to tell you that the National Planning Authority is here. We are now writing the fourth plan. If you don't tell us what you need, we will tell you what we know. May God bless you.
Amen. Tumwongere ngale damani basabani banyabo. Baba webale.
Banange bye.
Ai baba.
Tindizeyo Busoga.
Omeketa oluzungu ndikiriza. Era abandi batolero doga. Weba tumwongere ngalo basabani banyabo. Tuendo kwaniriza Honorable Mariam Naigaga okuvena mutumba. Mama tusangale okubona. Noyo. Mchalo waka mwenu. Tuendo kwaniriza Honorable Nkoko Mweru okuva Kagoma. Noyo. Mpalata ni kwawo. Nidire mpalata edinirire dalagirwa. Nendo kwaniriza mukwano gwange Natwaluma Director Ntinda Valley nkulengere kwano webale munankwida n'abagenyi abandi mwena basabo ni banyabo mukaseera kano muikirize twongere owa Planning Authority ngalo baba olomboide ebigambo birungi ino Katonda wotoire akwikizeewo n'abamasanze nja kwogera nabo nga mukwemi wa Ssabalwanyi bakwikize $1,10,000. Babla
Mukwano ndi wano.
Please, where are you hiding?
Anti bwekyo twekweka tetwekweka.
Come over. Come over now.
I'm coming over.
Please. Basawo ni banyabo butindige myono atutwale ku side ya UDB tukubereko. Nze nize medida akaba. Ndi mupaka ku radio budget NBS nize mukolimi wa Ssabalwanyi omulala ati mu Busoga.
Banango obugalo bwa medi. UDB is here to inspire development. Ngenda chidam. UDB is here to do what? To inspire development in Busoga region. So I want to ask, first of all, before I ask, okusoma kw'ekikulu kuzibu, kati abaana bamwe mubasiima okubeera mu bibiina si kyangu. Naye twazze kumanya bwe tufuna ssente si kyekyo, and that is why we are here. Abavubuka bali luddawa, abavubuka abange abakyala nganze nyina emyaka 43, it is okay, okyali muto. Abavubuka bali wa below 35 years of age. Where are you? Mwami were njagala otunuulire ttente eno oliwa were okay. Abakyala nganze inedda temuli basatu namwe muveo. Abakyala abalimi ne mukubeeyo kubukula. My God, look at the farmers in this place. Abalimi musoke mwekubireko mugalo. Abali mu bya hoteli, manya restaurant, manya tourism, ebyo bye babogeddeko, right honorable byayogeddeko. Bani abali mu hoteli. Yo section tuino jikuza. Si kyekyo? Bani abalala b'emissinze services. Manya ba consultant, manya bichi yani twala tugende, manya creative, nkola mu TV. Okay. Farmer group C, SACCOs, manya association Z, manya bubondo, ye mikono sijiraba. You are in the right place. Ekitegeza UDB twatebye bulungi. Sikyekyo. We are here to inspire what? Development. Kakati ka tent kali mukalaba kali wali. Mulimu omukyala walabika obulungi bamuyita Beatrix n'abavubuka. UDB crew, please wave your hands in the UDB tent. Mwenna abawanisa emikono. Temuva wano nga temuyitiddeeko ku ttente. Muwulidde Dr. kyagambye. Opportunity, nze njigamba opportunity comes but once. Office yonna eweddeyo. Tetumanyi ddi lwe tunaakomawo. Naye tuli wano. So use the opportunity. Nze wennyimiridde Barbara Kasekende, I head business development. Nze abasomesa okuddukanya business. Nze mukwano gwammwe. Njagala tuve wano ng'amatutu gateze naye nga ne bye twetaaga tubifunye. Tosobola kujja wano n'omalawo essaawa nyanga tewali kye tufunyeemu. Era tuli wano kutambula nammwe tusobole okulaakulana. Tuli nammwe bassebo ne bannyabo. Njagala tuveewo nga twetegedde kubanga buli kye tukola kyammwe. Uganda develops because of you. Mba sikoze mulimu gwange, UDB eba takoze mulimu gwabwe nga tetuwulidde kiki kibateganya ne tubawa solution. Kubanga nga Dr. bwagambye buli omu wano ayina idea oba ka business already is off the ground. Si kyekyo. So tuve wano nga solution tugikoze eki tugifunye. Ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, Dr. ayogedde ku kigambo leadership. Buli omu leader. Si kyekyo? Abakyala ffe ba leadership mu maka. Si kyekyo? Nadde tetwogera nnyo. Naye sente z'okkameeza era bazireka. Tetuzisaba nazisaba otunula butunuzi nazireka ku mmeeza. Without leadership, ladies and gentlemen, an organization cannot grow. UDB n'omukyalo omugalanda fenna yatukulira naye kubanga enjagala ye gyayagala ey'ensi ye kyetuva tusobola okukola emirimu gyaffe. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce a woman of valor, a woman who stirs the UDB ship, Madame Patricia Ojangole. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Barbara. Right Honorable Justin Lumumba. Dr. Muvawala, I think he's stepped out. A representative of His Majesty, William Wilberforce Gabula. Honorable David Migereko. I'm Chairman UTB. Members of Parliament present, district leaders. Allow me to stand on the rest of existing protocol. And I thank you all for accepting our invitation to join the Kingdom as we facilitate this important discourse about development of Busoga region. This region has 4.3 million people across 11 districts, and we desire to penetrate all of them. The region offers opportunities that have been said. I'm not going to repeat them. I like what Dr. Muvawala said, that we know the opportunities better, and that's the reason that we are here. So everyone has an idea that we can help you transform into a business, and that's the reason that we are here. Why do we do this? Why are we here? It's within our mandate as UDB. We are guided by our purpose statement, which is to improve the quality of life of all Ugandans. So when you walk through our door, giving you money is the last thing. It is a means. But we have an objective and an agenda that we are looking at. So what we do finally, giving you money or any support, is a means to get you there. We have 3 key goals. The first one is to promote sustainable agri-food systems. If you unpack that, it's anything in agriculture value chain. And my colleague coming after me will be breaking it down in terms of what specifically. But anything, if you're a farmer, whatever you need, even something that you cannot imagine or think of that we would finance, we would do. The second is to promote sustainable industrialization. With industry, we look at 3 components: agro-industry, mineral-led value addition. We've talked about mineral potential in the region, and knowledge-based or capital-intensive industry, just like Kira Motors, and then the value chains that can develop to support that value chain. And we're already doing some work around there where we hope that we can support a lot of developing SMEs along that value chain that can support that industry. So those are all some of the opportunities that we see in this region. The third is to promote a sustainable services sector, tourism, human capital development, anything, services, the bank supports. So it's in that context and with great joy that I welcome all our distinguished guests to this event. And in this event, we get to collectively map and discuss the socioeconomic transformation for Busoga. I've listened to our chief guest and the pointers in terms of what more we can do. And we'll be, of course, working with you. We cannot do this alone, to see how to materialize a number of those ideas that we have. I'm very glad to see how Busoga people are working together. We have been in different regions, and without getting into details, sometimes it's not as easy and seamless to get everyone working together. Where you have your political leadership working together with the private sector and everyone. And I think for me, that is a great opportunity, and it's a key foundation for the region to transform. I must say this because I'm really, really quite impressed. So every region has enormous opportunities. Right Honorable said Busoga is different, and there is no other Busoga. There's no other region which is going to have the source of the Nile, for example, so that opportunity is here for the Busoga. We started this concept of regional investment forums a few years ago, and as a way of helping us, of course, working together with key stakeholders, like you see, all gathered here across different divides. We usually plan a few in a year, and I want to agree with what my sister said, that this conversation started with when she came to ask me for money for Namugongo. And I said, may I have money for Ugandans, for your people, not money to go and spend, yeah? But at least I made a contribution. I hope you received it for Namugongo. And when we talked about what the bank does, and she said, do Busoga. If you tell me even to come tomorrow at 7 a.m., I'll be here for the sake of Busoga. And yes, we had planned Busoga, but we had to fast track it. And of course, it also becomes very easy for us if we identify partners that we can work with, like around helping us mobilize the right people, like now, the people that we have here. So thank you very much, Right Honorable. So what does UDB do? if I have a personal mission statement while still serving in this capacity, it is to ensure that every Ugandan that has a viable business idea in the sectors and interventions of the bank should not use access to capital as an excuse for not working. You'll be seeing that our interventions are tailored. When you talk about access to capital, people used to say there is no money. Our own understanding and appreciation and what we see is that there is money. Even the commercial banks are holding a lot of money. We call it liquidity. That is why they can lend government and Dr. Muvawala. So they would rather lend government because that is risk-free and keep it in other investments and not give that money to you, the private sector, to work. And yet that is the role of banks. Mobilize deposits, excess money from people, channel those deposits to investments. So that is the role of banks. But we are not doing it. There are a number of reasons and factors. So the issue is not that there is no money. The money can be found. The money is there. What we also discovered is part of this problem of access to money is, we call it demand side. Help people to get to access that money. And we have also been learning from these forums. I remember the first ones that we did would get over 1,000 people in a room like this, and then we do a nice presentation, like my colleague Sam is about to do for a very nice presentation. And then we say, come for money, but these are requirements. This is the checklist, you know. Those days, I think the checklist was even long, and it was a one size fits all. So if you want 10 billion shillings and another one wants 100 million, would give you the same checklist. But we learned along the way. So we have what we call special programs, very easy to access. But we had to learn. You know, when we come down, we learn. So that's why we are saying we have come to understand how best we can serve you. So what we learned was that if we just say we have money, come for it, this is the list, this is the process, nobody came. And then we said, okay, we have to do something more, help people address these issues that make them not come, help them register, train them, do business advisory, support them, tone down. And then we had to also think about the programs. If you are a youth, certain age group, we know that by your age probably you have not worked to acquire certain amount of assets that you can walk into the bank with. So how do we help you? If you are a woman, we know the challenges that our women have around their environment. How do we structure and tailor programs around that? If you are an SME that everyone does not want to give money to because they say you are risky, you are not registered, you don't have governance. So we are providing everything across that value chain of access to credit. So what we offer is solutions. So what you have to do is just come to us, just come as you are. And we shall start guiding you, we shall start teaching you. If we have to start from scratch, we shall start. If we have to start to get you registered, we shall support you. That's why you see we have partners here and help you go through that process until you can qualify to get money from the bank. That's what Dr. Mbola was saying, that we teach, we educate, we facilitate, we enable access to getting money. So the reason we do that is because we have a big agenda that we look at. It is to support businesses to grow. One, if it's not there, establish it. We have to create jobs for ourselves, for our children. And there are a lot of business opportunities around that. So start businesses, start to work. And if the business is small, we want it to grow from small to medium. If it's a medium business, we want it to grow to large. We want the private sector to thrive. Only then shall we create and maintain jobs, which is our ultimate agenda, generate tax revenue for the government, grow output value, and also pay back the money that you lend, that we lend to you. Because when we come, we look at the business and the ability of that business to make money for you, but also to pay back. the bank's money. We have not come only to disappear. What we usually do is a few weeks from now, right from today, you will establish relationships with anyone you'll engage with in the bank. And our business is organized that there are specific people who look at specific things. And I'll be calling the team here to introduce themselves and what they do. So if you're agriculture, if you come to the office, the first thing we ask you is what is it that you want, what's your sector? If it's agriculture, there are specific people. And these people have developed expertise, they understand the industry, they understand the sector, they understand the challenges. So there are specific people who do that. If it's tourism, there are specific people. If it's manufacturing, there are specific people. So when you come and you want to do agriculture, we are not going to give you to someone who does education, for example, because they have established skills and expertise around sectors and challenges and what people need and what the private sector needs. So those are interventions, but the team will also come to follow up from the contacts we shall establish. We'll identify the ones who need to go into our business advisory program. We shall start that program with you. And we are very, very, very keen to support everyone that is here. So again, my message, come as you are to us and do not fear or think that you cannot qualify or access. We are here to help you be able to access that. Of course, with much appreciation, I want to thank the shareholders. The government has now put in the bank 1.29 trillion shillings as capital. I'm happy to report that we have not lost any shilling of that money. We have deployed the money for the intended purpose. In fact, we have even been growing shareholder value from that money. So we have not lost the money that government has put into the bank. The bank's mandate covers the whole country. The bank serves anybody. Forget about some noise that some of you may have heard, that the bank is only based in Kampala, only big businesses that are established. The bank, does ABCD. That is not correct, as you will be hearing. The bank is here for Ugandans. We're actually being a bit selfish now. Wish I could whisper what I'm saying, but we really want the money to benefit Ugandans. And we are focused around that. We support a lot of farmer groups across the country, farmer cooperatives, special groups that I've mentioned, youth, women, SMEs, as you'll be seeing in our products and services. We have projects in 83 districts in Uganda. And over the last 5 years, we have approved 3 trillion shillings in terms of loans, people that are accessing the money of all, sizes. And we have disbursed, actually given 2.1 trillion shillings. This is 70% of this money goes to the key sectors: agriculture, agro-industry, manufacturing. I think that reflects the economic reality of the country, and also where you see government is kind of prioritizing and making sure that there is an enabling environment for investments in that sector. So about 75% of this money has gone to those sectors. Over the period, and true to our mandate, we have created and maintained 169,000 jobs. We have generated an output value of 11.8 trillion shillings and contributed over 600, close to 700 billion in tax revenue to the government through the interventions that we do. And of course, we have seen the profitability of the private sector businesses that we support go up. So when you're a private sector business, you make more money as your business, you have more.
Junior Civil Service College idofuna amagezi okulankulanya bizinesi mu bintu eby'endawulo omuli ebyobulambuzi ebyobulimi okwongera omutindo ku bintu byokola okusimba amayumba nkani real estate okulankulanya ebyobugagga eby'omu ttaka nkani oil and gas bizinesi y'entambula ey'ennono abasiga mpeyo okuva mu mawanga agasoba 20 mwenda mu iwanga erya Uganda mu Busoga n'abakungu ba gavumenti n'abakungaanire wano okuyita okubangula engeri y'otandika mu bizinesi era nga bino byonna biddaku butereevu wano ku Baba TV okuva essaawa 2 paka yebinaakomenkereza. Oliteekateeka siga mpiya mu kikateze kya Busoga oba oli musiga mpiya ng'oli kunonyawo n'atana ebintu by'okola oba watandika ku bizinesi daatuuka oddobonkana mukisa guuguno Uganda Development Bank n'obwakyabazinga bwa Busoga bakuteekereteekeire omusomo ogw'abasiga mpiya nkani Busoga Investment Forum ogw'omukuzi ogwokubiri omwaka guno ennaku dh'omwezi nga lulala omwezi ogw'omwenda wali ku Junior Civil Service College idofuna amagezi okulankulanya bizinesi mu bintu eby'endawulo omuli ebyobulambuzi ebyobulimi okwongera omutindo ku bintu by'okola okusimba amayumba nkani real estate okulankulanya ebyobugagga eby'omu ttaka nkani oil and gas bizinesi y'entambula ey'ennono abasiga mpeyo okuva mu mawanga agasoba 20 mwenda mu iwanga erya Uganda mu Busoga n'abakungu ba gavumenti n'abakungaanire wano okuyita okubangula engeri y'otandika mu bizinesi era nga bino byonna biddaku butereevu wano ku Baba TV okuva essaawa 2 paka yebinaakomenkereza. Oliteekateeka siga mpiya mu kikateze kya Busoga oba oli musiga mpiya ng'oli kunonyawo n'atana ebintu by'okola oba watandika ku bizinesi daatuuka oddobonkana mukisa guuguno Uganda Development Bank n'obwakyabazinga bwa Busoga bakuteekereteekeire omusomo ogw'abasiga mpiya nkani Busoga Investment Forum ogw'omukuzi ogwokubiri omwaka guno ennaku dh'omwezi nga lulala omwezi ogw'omwenda wali ku Junior Civil Service College idofuna amagezi okulankulanya bizinesi mu bintu eby'endawulo omuli ebyobulambuzi ebyobulimi okwongera omutindo ku bintu by'okola okusimba amayumba nkani real estate okulankulanya ebyobugagga eby'omu ttaka nkani oil and gas bizinesi y'entambula ey'ennono abasiga mpeyo okuva mu mawanga agasoba 20 mwenda mu iwanga erya Uganda mu Busoga n'abakungu ba gavumenti n'abakungaanire wano okuyita okubangula engeri y'otandika mu bizinesi era nga bino byonna biddaku butereevu wano ku Baba TV okuva essaawa 2 paka yebinaakomenkereza.
Katuteteeganiemu empeereza eno tupeeku ne bye tukutuusaako. Eno ni Baba TV.